Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the Haunt Collection Podcast. As always, I am your host, Chris Codina, and getting super into Critical Role lately. For those of you who don't know, it is Critical Role is a popular web series from Geek and Sundry and all that, where it's a group of famous voice actors and stuff like that get together to play D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, and it's pretty delightful. I was aware of it, but I didn't watch the first season because by the time I heard of it and got interested in it, it was really far in, and I didn't take the time to try and watch or listen to the first season because, like I said, there was a lot of it, and they're very long episodes. So the new season started, the new campaign, and so I checked it out, and they are all very likable people who are a blast to watch play Dungeons and Dragons. I think I've talked about it before in here. I'm not sure. For a long time, I've dabbled in tabletop RPGs. Only recently have I kind of really got into playing them. I play with some family and all that. And normally I play Pathfinder, but that campaign is a little bit on hold right now as one of my cousins is away at school. So I'm currently, it's right here in front of me, actually, currently reading through the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition Player's Handbook to run a kind of a side one for, for my remaining group. Because I like to run the games, I like to GM, DM, whatever. I like playing too, but I don't know. I think I like running the games the most. Since D&D 5th edition is a little more streamlined, a little more simplified in a good way. From what I can tell so far, I like both D&D and Pathfinder. It's not something that I feel the need to choose. Just Pathfinder is very rules and numbers heavy. D&D seems a little more, okay, here's the stuff so you can get into playing. Both are fine and fun. That's what I've been up to. That and still playing Monster Hunter World, because that is very, very fun and addicting. I've been just watching people play Dungeons and Dragons, reading about Dungeons and Dragons, and killing big monsters that look like dragons. That's my life right now, which is fine, right? Everything's fine. Anyway, this week I went back to the Creepypasta wiki, and I took another look at the historical archive that I've gotten some stories off of before, because I still very much enjoy this idea of the old pastas and stuff like that. There's just, I don't know, I like it. And we found some interesting ones in there, some hit or miss as I recall, but some interesting ones. I kind of just clicked on a random one. There was a few on there. I kind of considered one that I knew. Specifically the disappearance of Ashley, Kansas, which I want to do at some point because I really like that one. But I know it. I wanted to do one that I didn't know and just kind of going cold with it. So I clicked on one, and we'll see how it goes. It is entitled Meet Thorvaldr, and it appears to be in the format of a correspondence, an email correspondence. So hopefully I'm just going to have to read the subject lines and dates and all that. So hopefully it doesn't get too annoying. But I don't think I can get away with not reading that. Without further ado, let's dive into Meet Thorvaldr. Necronymous Forum, private message. It already starts out strong with the name Necronymous. That's fun. Subject. Okay. Sent. Thursday, January 8th, 6:36 p.m. From Seraphine Savior to Centurion 616. This is kind of random, but I notice your posts constantly mention this Thorvaldr character. You always say it's watching something or waiting for something, but no one else has any idea who or what it is. I'm just curious. Who is Thorvaldr? Capitals. O. Subject. Okay. Sent. Friday, January 09, 2:17 a.m. From Centurion 616 to Seraphine Savior. Thorvaldr? I'm almost glad you asked. He's just kind of there. A sort of presence, if you will. I can't really explain it properly without it sounding completely odd. By the way, he sees you. Okay, I feel like it's just a little chunk of it, but I'm fine with it so far. It's starting very simply. I kind of like how we're just kind of diving in, like, to this, I assume made-up forum. I doubt the Necronymous forum as it stands in this story is real. Just kind of jumping in and seeing this snippet of members of this forum talking. I kind of like how we're getting backstory there without having to go through all the backstory. We know that Centurion 616 talks about this Thorvaldr character, and just because Seraphine Savior said it, so we didn't have to go see all his posts and all that. I kind of like Centurion's response. I like the by the way, he sees you. It's, I don't know. It's simple, but I just kind of like the way it's delivered. It might, there's, like I said, there's, we've seen plenty of times, there's always a chance for things to fall on their face, but I like the introduction here. It's, it's quick and catchy, if a story can be such a thing. Let's continue. Subject regarding. Subject okay. Sent Friday, January 9th, 12:01 p.m. From Seraphine Savior to Centurion 616. Could you explain that a bit better? Sorry, I don't understand. I mean, is he a person, a ghost, a pet, or what? Capital D : Subject okay. Sent Friday, January 9th, 5:20 p.m. From Centurion 616 to Seraphine Savior. Thorvaldr is a warrior king. He's waiting for the moon to rise as of now. Okay. Again, I kind of know. That's not something that I would expect it to say, so I'm interested, right? And yeah, I want to know too. Like, what does it mean? Thorvaldr is a warrior king. Like, obviously the name Thorvaldr has this kind of Scandinavian Norse kind of sound to it, and its spelling and all that. So he's saying, oh, he's a warrior king and he's waiting for the moon to rise. I'm interested. I want to know what this means. It's I think so far the author is making good decisions by just kind of keeping it short and sweet with the responses to get us interested. I see pretty soon it looks like there's a lot more, so hopefully this isn't the turn, the wrong turn at least. Let's continue. Subject okay. Sent Saturday, January 10th, 4:14 p.m. From Seraphine Savior to Centurion 616. 9_9 emoji, or emote. I'm sorry, that just raises more questions than it answers. Don't bother wasting my time by replying if you aren't going to say anything useful. I know I'm probably coming off a little bit harsh, but it doesn't seem like you're taking this seriously at all. I'd like to try and help you on the forum, seeing as everyone thinks you're a complete weirdo, and I want to see if there's anything that could be explained to them, so maybe you'll have an easier time. Subject re okay, sent Sunday, January 11th, 8:43 p.m. from Centurion 616 to Seraphine Savior. I almost considered just deleting that reply there and carrying on the way I have been, but I have a feeling you're not going to give up either way. If it's that important to you, I'll explain everything. To the best of my knowledge, Thorvaldr is some kind of entity, and like I said before, he's just there. He doesn't even have a body, but somehow I'm able to know his every move and that he wants me to tell others about it. It's an impulse. If I don't tell everyone about Thorvaldr, he gets angry. He starts clouding my vision and everything gets dark and blurry. Then I can't sleep at all because I'm just laying there shaking. I can almost hear his voice, kind of, but he's not saying anything in particular. Only these syllables and non-words that come out of nowhere right when I think everything's quiet. He's there, and he's always there. I can't get rid of him. I don't want to go to a shrink, because last time I did, they just gave me these pills that only made everything worse. I started seeing Thorvaldr in my own reflection. Even though it was very vague and hard to make out, I could tell it was definitely him. I can't fight it. Can't fight a warrior king, especially when he's taken over my mind like this. I'm trying to remember what happened, but somehow my memory's been shot. Maybe Thorvaldr did it. I vaguely recall something about getting lost somewhere when I was in Norway, but that's it. I tell you more, but I fear he's trying to choke me as I type this. Okay, I don't hate it. I should say I don't dislike it. I think, again, we're not done yet, but just kind of as I go along. I don't know how old this is, but, there definitely came a point in Creepypasta where it became popular to kind of have the, kind of like the ring thing, where, you kind of have some kind of entity that, it wants you to, kind of, spread the word, right? It wants you to spread the word and kind of, it's just sort of like entities that are, kind of triggered by you talking about them, whether it's, that's what they want or that's what they don't. Like if you, once you mention something, once you think of it, then they come for you, stuff like that. But I'm interested in, the form this entity in this story is taking, where it seems to potentially be, I don't know, like an old Norwegian, perhaps Viking warrior king. It specifically said, Centurion said that something happened about getting lost in Norway, yeah, and like that's different. It's not, well, at least so far, it's not some kind of, tall, thin, humanoid creature or, stuff like that, some kind of monster with teeth. It's, it seems like it's like a Viking ghost or something that's haunting this person. And then we kind of get the, is this legit? Because, like, okay, he's going on meds, but it made it worse. Like, is this really happening? Is this person, not stable? So yeah, like, it's kind of weird, but like I said, I don't mind it. I'm interested. I'm not, like, freaked out necessarily. I'm not, it's not scaring me, but I'm kind of like, it's got my interest. So yeah, let me keep going, so we can see where this goes. I don't think this was too long, so we might be nearing the end. Let's see. Subject, okay, sent Tuesday, January 13th, 11 a.m. from Seraphine Savior to Centurion 616. Wow, that's really weird. Anyway, the reason why it kind of took me an extra day to reply is because when I read that message, I had pretty much no idea what to say. That is really, really weird. Maybe he's just mad because he doesn't have a body? LOL. Subject, okay, sent Tuesday, January 13th, 1:10 p.m. from Centurion 616, Seraphine Savior Thorvaldr. From Centurion 616 to Seraphine Savior Thorvaldr. Okay, so we see there that it's changed to Seraphine Savior Thorvaldr and not just Seraphine Savior, which is, I don't know, maybe interesting, if maybe a little silly, but anyways, the message is oh, I see, the formatting was messed up for the post. So it's from Centurion 616 to Seraphine Savior, and then the word got caught up in the formatting of the thing where it looks like it's part of the information for the correspondence. The message is, Thorvaldr thinks that's a great idea. Thank you. Subject, okay, sent Tuesday, January 13th, 7:19 p.m. from Seraphine Savior to Centurion 616. What? Necronymous forum topic, Meet Thorvaldr by Centurion 616. Posted Tuesday, January 13th, 7:20 p.m. At least he's not waiting anymore. Pardon the blood. Video embedded. And there's not a video embedded here. I'm curious if there was at some point, but I assume not. Like, I would think if there was, like, the embedding would still be in here, but it would just be like a broken link or something, right? If it didn't exist anymore, unless somebody edited it out. I don't know. I'd have to check the editing history and all that, but I assume it's not actually there, and which actually kind of not the worst to kind of have it like there's a video here, but we can't see it, so we can just kind of imagine what it is. Subject, Meet Thorvaldr by Demona. Posted Tuesday, January 13th, 7:26 p.m. That was really disturbing. Put up a warning next time. Subject, Meet Thorvaldr by Milk of the Dead. Posted Tuesday, January 13th, 7:27 p.m. Upwards carrot. What is we always called it the carrot, the little arrow pointing up. I just realized I don't know what, like, the technical term is for that, if it isn't carrot. I think Pardon the Blood could count as a warning, though he didn't say anything about the corpse. At least I hope it's not a real corpse. Ellipses, colon, capital circle. Capital O. What? Capital circle. Subject, Meet Thorvaldr by Neocracy. Posted Tuesday, January 13th, 7:29 p.m. Could someone tell me what it is? I'm too afraid to watch the whole thing. I stopped as soon as he left the room. Subject, Meet Thorvaldr by Demona. Posted Tuesday, January 13th, 7:36 p.m. Okay, here's a summary of what happened, at least the way I saw it. If anyone has any corrections, I'll edit this. And then it's timestamp 0 to 1:12. Some guy, I think it's Centurion, but I'm not sure, is standing over a partially dismembered corpse on his bed. He's replacing the missing limbs and digits with other body parts he's pulling out of a sack. 1:13 to 1:40. He leaves the room, comes back with a rusty sword and helmet, and equips the corpse with them. Then the video just kind of jump cuts there. 1:40 to 3:40. He's now sitting in front of the camera, staring. You can kind of see the corpse in the background, only for some reason the limbs are attached to the body like they actually belong there. Then the damn video jump cuts again. 3:40 to 4:36. Same thing as last time, only Centurion is gushing blood through his closed eyelids and mouth. You can see some blood on the corpse too. And at the end of it all, Centurion smiles and waves. Like I said, really disturbing shit. It's worse than it sounds. I'm getting concerned. Okay, we're almost done, so let me just finish it and see where it goes. Subject, Meet Thorvaldr by Neocracy. Posted Tuesday, January 13th, 7:38 p.m. Oh, that was it? It's gotta be fake. I mean, if he's bleeding out of his eyes like that, how can he see the post? And it's definitely Centurion in the video. He's got the swastika tattoo, remember? Oh boy. Subject, meet Thorvaldr by For the Empire. Posted Tuesday, January 13th, 7:44 p.m. If it's fake, those are some really cool effects. Subject, meet Thorvaldr by Seraphine Savior. Oh, Seraphine is back. Posted Tuesday, January 13th, 7:49 p.m. No, it's not fake, and it's all my fault. See, we were PMing one another before, and I asked about the Thorvaldr guy. If I hadn't suggested that Thorvaldr needed a body, then none of this would have happened. Subject, meet Thorvaldr by Milk of the Dead. Posted Tuesday, January 13th, 7:55 p.m. It's not your fault, Seraphine. Centurion would have done it anyway. He's just like that. Remember when he wouldn't stop obsessing over that church arson guy? Hey, I know who he's talking about. Subject, meet Thorvaldr by Winterwing. Posted Tuesday, January 13th, 8 p.m. 4:21. It blinked. I swear to God, it blinked. Credited to Lindsay S., aka Hacker on Hacker. Huh. Okay, so I feel like it kind of stopped before it had the opportunity to jump the shark, which I'm glad about, because I think in the end I enjoy this. The church arson guy, if anyone is not familiar with black metal music, there was kind of a when the black metal movement started in Norway, that's kind of what it was. It was a movement of their own, kind of in their way, similar to like punk and all that, where it was this kind of counterculture movement and all that. And there was a lot of stuff happened, and it was, there's some stuff. There's documentaries about it, and you can read up on it and all that. And I'm not going to get into the whole history, but essentially, the black metal scene kind of became tied in with the burnings of churches in Oslo and all that, because part of the black metal scene was anti-Christianity, because they kind of they viewed it as kind of, an invasion of their culture, so the church arson guy, most likely being Varg Vikernes, who was the one of the pioneers of black metal, and famously was sent to prison for murdering the guitarist Euronymous of the band Mayhem, and has since been released from jail. And I think I don't know where he lives. He lives in, I don't know, but I don't know if he still lives in Norway or if he's in like France or something, or he got in trouble in France or something. I don't remember. But basically, he kind of spends his time now making weird like EDM and making like racist video blogs and stuff. It's not great. Not the nicest guy. And so that's kind of interesting to me that like this took this turn of like I don't know what the Necronymous forum is. Like I could see if it was or maybe it's supposed to be like a horror blog or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, but obviously, you kind of go by the names, Winterwing, Milk of the Dead, Seraphine Savior, For the Empire, Neocracy, like, I don't know, it seems like it might be, kind of a forum for, maybe a darker subject or something like that. that, it's tough to say, but it's interesting that, like you kind of mentioned, like, okay, this Centurion guy and, Centurion 616, again, if you don't know, 616, as I recall, is like the actual biblical number of the beast, as opposed to like, what we've, or like, I don't know if it was mistranslated or what, as 666. 616 is the actual number of the beast. I believe it's, is what it's supposed to be. So yeah, the Centurion guy, real edgelord, but, and, like, it, knowing what I know about, like, a pocket of the black metal scene of, there's a portion of them that, are kind of into, like, white supremacy and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, yeah, this guy is, like, really into Burzum, and he's got his swastika tattoo, and he's, I believe it said he visited Norway and all that. So yeah, he's, like, into this scene, specifically the, the not great corner pocket of the scene, and something happened, and I, like, it's kind of up in the air, where it's like, okay, maybe this guy, and it kind of is leading you down that way, that this guy's messed up, he thinks that he's being followed by, this, some kind of entity that is like a Viking warrior, a Viking king, and all that, and that just kind of wants him to talk about him, and so yeah, there's like some implication that he's messed up, and he builds a body out of real parts for Thorvaldr, because like, oh hey, maybe Thorvaldr wants a body, and so like, as it is, you see, like, the Form is kind of, like, assuming that, like, okay, this guy is just a weirdo and he legit snapped and killed some people to build, a kind of Frankenstein body for his imaginary, mentally illness-caused, Viking spirit. And then, I like the little ending where someone's like, because where was that on the timestamp? Kind of near the end of the timestamp, because the last thing that happened in the video was when Centurion was up close to the camera, bleeding through his closed eyelids and all that, and he smiles. So about 15 seconds before it ends, this person thinks it sees the body blink, which potentially implies that, like, Centurion used his own eyes and maybe his tongue or something, like he gave it but it cuts off there, so there's no more speculation, or there's no more from the post, so it's just left on us to speculate, like, oh, did that happen? Did it blink? Or was he just crazy? It's kind of fun. It's, like I said, it's not the scariest, but it's a nice little, spooky tale. It takes a lot of at least what would become, or maybe not a lot, but it takes, some tropes and cliches and stuff, like I said, the entity that just wants to be talked about, and even like the sort of forum post format and all that. It takes some stuff, like, like there's a few things, like the weird video with a lot of, the person just smiling weirdly, looking in the camera like too close and all that. But it uses these kind of familiar things and wraps it in a different package. The whole concept of like I said, like this sort of Viking spirit, and is it supernatural, is it not, thing, that it's a little bit different. It's an interesting perspective. And like I said, it's an interesting coat of paint on these things. So yeah, I like it. It's a fun little one. The only problem is, like, I don't know how much there's to say on it, aside from, like, yeah, I like this. It's a nice little one. I think that's my biggest praise, is I kind of like the elements it used. Like I said, the kind of Viking thing, the black metal scene type thing and all that. I like the kind of delivery of the little twists and all that, because it's kind of like creepy enough and weird that, okay, this guy thinks that there's an entity and all that, and he does this terrible thing, and then we're kind of left with the thing like, did it blink? Maybe it didn't. We don't know, but maybe it did. Scary. Ooh. I like it. It's it's quick. It's sweet. Like I said, at this point, I'm not, shaking in my boots. It's not like scary. I'm not gonna have nightmares about it, but it's. It's a nice little creep. It's a nice little, that's fun. Like, that's the best I could say about it, I think. And, I feel like that's, it's pretty good, right? Like, I'm not ranking it up there with the best, but it's like, yeah, this is alright. This is good. I'm happy with it. I'm glad I read it, because like I said, it had some different stuff in there. Me being a metal fan, I felt like it had some little stuff in there that, like, obviously, it's not written for me, but, just some references to things that I don't usually see referenced in creepypasta, basically. So yeah, it was fun. Let's take a look at the comments. Let's see. Bloody Spaghetti says, bloody fucking Vikings. Wow, really cool. The ending. I love, like, some of the rating systems you see in these. This was by Moon11 Wolf. Really cool. The ending is kind of lacking, though. 9.9 out of 10. So nearly perfect, even though they feel the ending is kind of lacking. It's funny. I don't know. I mean, the ending is kind of lacking. It sounds like 7.5, 8 out of 10. Not perfect. Almost a perfect score. It's okay, I was having all-nighters all year. I don't get the whole it blinked part. Does that mean the body is alive or what? I mean, we don't know, right? Okay, so not too much in the comments, just people responding, just like, not too much like, just, yeah, I like this, ooh, scary, stuff like that. So yeah, listen, I feel like there's not too much for me to say on this, aside from like, yeah, I like it. It's not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad. I consider it solid. It's like I said, I'm glad I read it. It's not, as it's not frustrating or not enjoyable. I'm glad I read it. It's just, not a classic per se either. Yeah, like I said, it's just kind of a fun thing. Like I said, it's like, I feel like the coat of paint on here is one that's, a bit different and appealing. Yeah, I don't know. Did I short you guys this week? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I didn't say that much, although I feel like I covered it, right? I don't know. Well, we're over a half hour in before editing, so I guess I said something, right? I don't know. Was it just me talking about tabletop RPGs in the beginning? Oh, I don't know. This is bad content, right? Like, me questioning my own content is bad content. I don't know. I think we're good, right? I should end this before I just keep going on about my insecurities. So anyways, thank you very much for listening. If you still are, I don't know why you are. Thank you very much, as always. I hope you enjoyed it. All the appropriate links are in the description. Read along with the story. The Twitter, Facebook. Go ahead and check them out. all that good stuff. Like, subscribe, share, follow, all those good things. So with that, I will see you next time. Later.